how did I end up here having to literally live stream and film a wedding by myself, all by myself? This is how we got here. So to give some context, I usually film weddings with at least 3 videographers. And if I'm live streaming, I've definitely got a 4th person and an assistant. So how did we end up in a situation where I literally ended up by myself? The wedding day actually started off very normal, very, very standard. We had Amachi shooting video of the bride. We had Tommy shooting video of the groom. And we had myself handling the live streaming capabilities and essentially being the go-between and running around. So as you can see here, bride prep was a blazing success. Very straightforward, you know, the bride loved it. We managed to get some absolutely amazing shots as usual. And then we were essentially done and ready to head over to the ceremony where I was waiting, fully set up. A live stream was ready to go online and I was literally waiting for the lads to come in and join me so I can hook their cameras up and get it cracking.
When we find love, it gently seeps into our skin and lights up the hallways of our veins. It quietly scurries toward the chambers of our heart.
So I have to make an honorary mention. On this BTS, we had my sister-in-law, Tayo, filming the BTS and I must say she did an amazing job. The chat ceremony was really straightforward to film and to live stream. We had all the mobile cameras connected to the ATEM, which was in turn connected to OBS, sending out a beautiful live signal to all the residents at home. We then got some really nice portrait shots of the bride and groom, which I must say wasn't live streamed. But then the situation started to go a bit left after the ceremony. Now, one of the videographers had told me in advance that he would be leaving, which was Tommy. He had let me know well in advance that, look, at 6 p.m, straight after the ceremony, I am going, I have some other commitments. And I was like, that's completely fine. I would have one other videographer who would essentially man the main camera whilst, you know, I just put the other cameras on tripods and dot them around the venue. I'd still be able to essentially get a really, really good live stream out of that. Now, heading into the ceremony, my second videographer, my second set of eyes, actually had a real emergency with one of his family members and I had to head out. So I essentially had no videographers. I just had myself as the live streamer, an assistant and my BTS sister-in-law. We had to make it work. What you can see in this image is actually all the live stream feeds coming into one screen. And that was essentially managed by our assistant Zara, who was doing the switching for those people at home who were watching the live stream. So I had to essentially man the main camera and literally just cover the event, which was not, I repeat, was not part of the plan. But again, adaptation is a part of this work. So we literally just had to make it happen and had to make it work. So I picked up the camera and I filmed the bride and groom dancing into the venue while Zara was switching and sending out the image to the rest of the world. So because we had lost a lot of videographers, again, because of adaptation, Tayo, who was meant to be filming the BTS, actually had to get involved in actual filming and doing some of the runaround and relaying some communication between myself and Zara, because guess what? Another thing that handicapped us was the fact that we didn't have our headsets. So we couldn't communicate wirelessly. We had to literally run messages back and forth and it literally felt like World War I. Literally felt like World War I without comms, you know, communicating with the carrier pigeons, basically. I'm not saying Tayo's a carrier pigeon, by the way.
What we're doing right now, as you can see, our lovely mic, we're doing testimonials, so we're grabbing people to come inside, pause, and say something lovely about the bride and groom on camera. That's what we're doing right now. As you can see, I'm comfortable, my back is finished, bro.
Now, even though we were severely handicapped on the day due to the lack of manpower or woman power, we essentially had to still capture the wedding to the right standard. And one thing that we do to ensure that we're capturing the wedding really well is to make sure that we get testimonials and interviews to really drive the story. So we just had to make it happen and we made it.
They're gonna do speeches, so we have to cut everything short and go. We're setting up for speeches now. As you can see, only one camera's up here, but that's gonna be our reaction cam. When we get that cam back up, that's gonna be a 50 mil. And we're gonna have that on the people because it's got a soft background.
One savings grace is the fact that we are actually really experienced and we know that not everything that we film is going to make it into the edit. So in situations like this, we have to try to be as efficient as possible and only spend the time filming what we know for sure is going to make the cut. So in a situation where I would usually just be walking around filming the dancing, I literally just had to say, no Ian, we're just going to film 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, and essentially save energy, save memory cards, and just try and diversify and distribute the brain power to other shots that will be essentially required throughout the day.
We only drink Highland Spring. Bad boy drink, you get me? I'm supposed to be filming some of this, but it's just too chaotic, so I'm gonna film it a little bit.
Quick golden nuggets. If you want to ensure that you're capturing speeches in a really consistent manner, make sure you put a marker on the floor, set up all your cameras around that marker, and let the MC know to tell the people giving the speeches to stay on that marker. They'll subconsciously do it, and what would happen is that your framing would actually be perfect because you would have pre-planned it, and it just makes life a little bit easier.
If you see, yeah, I've set it up so you can just see the speaker and you can see a bit of the bride and groom as well. So that's how we're gonna set it up. So the speaker's gonna be in that corner where the MC is, about there, and it's perfect. Then I'm gonna pick the other camera, the one that's over there.
We are about to delve into a very special part.
Yeah, where the guy's standing next to. That camera is basically going to get people's reactions to the speeches. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep moving it around. And then there's a little stand there that's got a light on it. That light is gonna be directly on the person speaking. We need one more camera to put on the bride and groom, which is gonna be that wide camera, the dead one, the dead camera. We're gonna put on the bride and groom. Not that saying we're putting a dead camera on there, but we need to do something with that camera.
That's from Ghana.
So now I'm gonna grab the next camera.
God bless our homeland.
So that's what we're gonna go do now. Nation great and strong, one to defend our honor and make us.
Yeah, that was me butchering the Ghana national anthem. Please, Ghanaians, do not destroy me in the comments. Yeah, I've lived in Ghana. I just didn't have enough time in Ghana to learn the national anthem.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
And we're gonna change battery. We're gonna use this battery. Is it recording? I didn't even press record. Did I press record?
Are you ready?
Pardon? Yeah, it's like 2 people watching, bro. Yeah. To be fair, the internet's not great, so it might be lagging, that's probably why. Yeah. Let me tell you why Folly's one of the best, yeah? Folly's got a room full of black people singing baby. Top G, bro, top G. What's this song called again? Oasis Wonderful. He's got a room full of black people singing that, bro. That's why he's one of the best.
I'm multilingual.
Speaking English, he says he's multilingual. Bad guy. Zara is a genius. Without knowing she's a genius. By accident, genius. That's what we have to call her. She made it work, didn't know how. But it works, innit? That's it. So yes, I've got a transmitter.
If given the opportunity,
and this transmitter is going to go on the camera. That's going to be on the brand and groom.
Serena.
Obviously, that one there.
Some of you know their story, some of you know their journey.
Now, if you remember what I said about putting a marker on the floor and making sure that the speaker stays on that marker, it went totally left. We asked the groom's mum to stand on the marker and literally not move. The first thing she did as soon as she grabbed the mic was move. She was gone, completely out of the frame. And luckily, even though I was somewhere else recording reactions to the speeches, I really spotted her move quickly, and I ran over to the camera that will be captured the speeches, and I moved it to essentially refocus on her as the speaker. She literally had taken the mic and walked into the crowd to go and interact with her husband during her speech, and that was not part of the plan. It wasn't in the script. She was meant to stay on the X, but again, with weddings, you can't control the narrative. You can't control the story. Things happen and you just have to be ready and reactive. Usually it would have been fine because that camera would have usually been manned, but again, I was down by manpower. I didn't have enough hands. So I literally had to grab that camera, reposition it, put it on the bride's mum, grab a second camera, and again, continue getting reactions because reactions were still happening and just had to make it work. Now, there was something really beautiful that happened during the speech from one of the sisters, or I think she was one of the friends. She literally broke out into song and delivered a beautiful vocal performance for the bride and groom, and it was really, really something.
Generations in your family, in your children, in your children.
And just like that, the main formal parts of the wedding was over, and I literally only needed one camera after that to capture just the dancing and the closing parts of the wedding. The live stream was ended as well, directly after the speeches and the first dance. So we were able to close that down, and I managed to get Zara's hands to help me with other bits as well. So again, very grateful for that.
Yeah, it was a good day. Yeah. Good day. If I was like bride or groom though, I'd be upset because how am I only dancing for an hour after the whole, not even an hour.
It was like 30 minutes.
Literally.
No, it was 10 minutes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you all the songs they played because they played so little.
Yeah. So that was the end of the night. We essentially packed up the load, and my sister-in-law and I just headed out to the car, having general chit chat, packed away, exhausted, tired, but feeling triumphant to be able to get through that stressful day. That's how we managed to get away with one person filming and live streaming a wedding all in one go. Somehow made it work, somehow pulled it off. And again, I'm grateful for the team that I had around me, or the team that I had left around me, because everyone really went out of their depth to pull it all together. So grateful to you, Zara, grateful to you, Tayo. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
You have brought great joy to my life. You're beautiful. Every time you walk into a room, you light it up. You strive to put God first, to live and honor Him each and every day of your life. Thank you so much for giving me the honor of becoming my wife today. The truth is, no human being knows what's going to happen after they get married. It's a massive faith step. So I can't promise you the dream house. I can't promise you material possessions, but I do promise that as long as I live, that you'll always be loved and cherished.